Hello, everybody. Welcome to the last webinar of the year of 2025. So, welcome. My name is Daniel West. I am one of the co-founders and the vice president of sales at AuctionMethod. And I'm glad that you were able to join me today. So I figured I'd do something pretty simple today because I didn't anticipate there'd be a lot of people coming to a webinar about auction software, auction technology on New Year's Eve. But I just thought it'd be really good to go over some of the highlights over the last year of what we've accomplished, some of the things that we're working on, and where we are headed next. And so that's exactly what today's webinar is all about. I hope you brought a nice cup of tea or coffee or something. I've got mine right here. And yeah, let's just dive right into it. And so, first, what we're going to look at is some of the things that we accomplished in 2025. And almost all of this is related to new features, software enhancements, changes, and some of it is related to service, but that's primarily what we're talking about here. So one of the things that I want to keep in mind as we move through the webinar is that some of the new features or some of the software that we're talking about is available on our custom solutions plan. Some of it's available on our standard plans. And the way that it works is when new features are developed, they're usually developed for either a custom solution or for the standard solution first. And then once it's all been tested out, it migrates over into the other solution. I'll do my best to clarify what's what as we move through this. So to start with, we are really happy, super pleased to announce the launch of our new white labeled bidder application. So we've already had for a long time a mobile application for administrative users. And our software has always been used a responsive web design that's good for mobile devices. So bidders have always had a really good mobile experience using our software. But in this case, what we're delivering is a dedicated application that is branded according to your color, your company's branding needs, your colors, your logo, all of that. These applications, which are available for both Android and for Apple devices, they will be in your store, in your app store. So it's completely branded for your company. And what it does is it allows your bidders to basically keep your site, your software, your bidding platform on their phones and to participate, keep track of items in their watch list and to make bids, make payments, receive notifications. That's one of the key features is push notifications from the platform to the app. And those push notifications can be both automatic sort of transactional notifications and manual messages that are sent out by you. So we've been waiting for this for quite a long time. I'm happy to say that it's now available for custom solutions, starting with custom solutions. It will be available for standard solutions as well pretty soon. But if you're interested in this in either case, please let us know now. There are some incentives. It's still in beta, but my goodness, it's like almost out of beta. If you want to join early, there are some incentives for joining the beta program, including being able to have a voice in the finishing touches on it on the application and some pricing incentives too. You get it for cheaper. So um, yeah, that's the first thing that I thought I'd tell you about. Another one, this one seems rather minor to most of our American audience, but if you're engaged in an international marketplace, meaning that you're selling to a wide audience of users, perhaps they speak Spanish or French or other languages, this tool, this multi-language support tool, it's basically an integration of a third-party service called Weglot. That's Weglot. And Weglot basically it's kind of like Google Translate in the sense that it uses AI language translations, but it's really cool in that it has other features besides just the AI translation. So one of the key problems with AI translations is that sometimes the particular words or phrases are not translated correctly or they lose their meaning. Weglot allows you to go in and modify the language so that translations are always exactly the way that you want them to be. Certain phrases or whatever will always be the way that you want them. They also give you localized URLs, meaning that if you want to send people to a Spanish or a French or a German version of a particular page, you can do that. It's a pretty cool feature, and if you have a diverse audience that speaks different languages, I'd encourage you to take a look at it. It's only $35 per month per language, so that's super duper affordable. It's a nice new tool. Um, we also have greater accessibility tools available now. Basically, this is an integration with another third-party service called UserWay. And what UserWay does, it's another AI-powered, it's a digital accessibility company. And what they do is they provide like a widget that shows up on your site once it's installed. And this allows people who have special needs to have those needs met in order to be able to use your website. So this is actually really cool from a couple of different perspectives. Of course, for your bidders, this makes it so that anyone who needs help can get it when they're looking at your website. So it helps bidders engage with and participate in the bidding process. It's also really good from when it comes to meeting accessibility standards. So, for example, if you are subject to the ADA or WCAG requirements, then having this additional tool on your website will make it so that your website conforms to those standards. So, like, it's really good if you're doing any government bidding. Government agencies oftentimes have these requirements, and they can be easily met with this add-on. Also, this is not so much like a technology thing. This isn't a software thing. This is a service thing. But, AuctionMethod has, we've heard that people oftentimes need more training, more guidance on how to use the software. We've made decent inroads in terms of providing like online tutorials and guided interactive demos, that sort of thing. But we know that nothing really beats, human to human communication when it comes to training and resolving sort of thorny issues. So what we've done is we've made for our standard software users, we have 2 days a week, these drop-in sessions. We call them synergy sessions, but they're really just drop-in Zoom calls that anybody can join. And we've had a lot of fun with them. It's really nice because not only can anybody come in and get training, high level training on the software itself, but a lot of times, in addition to learning from us, from AuctionMethod about the software, users come to these sessions and will learn from each other about all kinds of different things, about different business practices that work, strategies that really work. And they're just fun. They're nice. And they're low pressure. You can just drop in. So that's for our standard users. And similarly, we have open office hours for our pro support users. So anybody who has pro support can, in addition to coming to those drop-in sessions, can also come to dedicated support hours where our support staff is standing by ready to help you with anything that you bring in. So we're pretty happy about that. We've also expanded our communication with our clients. So you've noticed probably you've received now the third or possibly even the fourth email newsletter from AuctionMethod, all about, what we've been up to, new offerings, new information from, the industry, that kind of thing. These are pretty helpful newsletters. And if you're not signed up, if you have not been getting them, please make sure you sign up for the newsletters because I want to make sure that you're getting them. We're also posting regularly to our blog, and we're doing in-depth deep dives on LinkedIn. So if you follow me or Auction Method or both of us on LinkedIn, then you'll have access to some really great in-depth articles that really get into different industry issues. So I hope that you'll follow me on LinkedIn and take a look at that as well. All righty. So. Some of the business integrations that we have facilitated over the last year. I'm just going to say them real quickly. We have Avalara, Snowflake, Octino, and even though this isn't so much an integration, I didn't know where else to put it. We have chargeback mitigation services now. So Avalara is the coolest sales tax management program I've ever seen. So the default sales tax management system within the auction method software allows you to create any number of tax codes and to assign those tax codes to auctions and to items. It's a robust system. And most people, especially if you're doing local sales, that's all you're ever going to need. But if you meet certain standards, especially or certain requirements, you may be selling to a lot of different states, and the question of what sales tax rate to be collecting from whom, when, all of that comes up. And Avalara is a great solution for that. Basically, once this thing is installed, set up, Avalara does all the sales tax calculations and can be set up to even remit the sales taxes. And they can even provide you with assurance that sales tax is properly handled, because in some certain circumstances, they guarantee that if they handle the entire process, that you are off the hook completely for any sales tax issues that pop up, which is pretty cool. It is kind of pricey, and it's available only on the custom solutions to start with. It probably won't be available anytime soon for standard solutions. We're not seeing a great demand for it there. But it costs somewhere between like $8,000 and $12,000, depending on your specific needs to install. But it is an amazing piece of technology. Similarly, not everybody has a need for enhanced business intelligence, but we have performed integrations with Snowflake, which is a business intelligence platform. This is different than just standard reporting. This is basically software where you can throw in all the data, everything about your bidders, or every transaction, every bid, every consigner, you name it, and this application will help you to make sense of different patterns that are happening within your business. So really fantastic business for larger data-driven companies. So if you have a need for business intelligence that is beyond just simple reporting, let us know. Snowflake might be the right answer for you. Octino. This one's one of my favorite new integrations for our software. Currently, it's available for everybody who is on a custom solution, and it's about to be available for everybody who's on a standard solution as well. So it's coming soon to everybody. Octino, what's cool about this from my perspective, is that what we developed on our end is a robust API that automatically publishes and syncs these platform listings, auctions and items, right? This data. In this case, it's designed that API is pushing that data to Octino. Octino is a free auction aggregate listing site that is created by someone that a lot of you probably already know, Dwayne Leslie, famous for starting the Global Auction Guide, Farm Auction Guide. He's been in this space of aggregating and promoting auction data for a long time. And Octino is his latest project, and it's free. The service Octino does not cost anything. And you can basically, what you do is once it's turned on, all of your published auctions and items will automatically be synced up to Octino. And the exciting part, of course, like I said, is that the API, beyond being able to push to Octino, can be hooked up to other aggregate listing websites. And so I'm excited about the possibilities there for syncing auction data, broadcasting it. I really want our customers to be able to have their data syndicated automatically to all appropriate channels. And so this is a step in that direction. Like I said, the whole chargeback mitigation thing, that is not an integration, but it is a service on our end. So, as many of you know, AuctionMethod is an independent software vendor. That's a special relationship that we have, a partnership that we have with Fiserv. Some of you may know them as Clover. This is for credit card functionality. And as part of that service, we offer free chargeback mitigation if you're using our Fiserv program. And what that means is if you experience a chargeback situation where one of your bidders is disputing a transaction, then what we do on our end is so you let us know that this is going on. We'll help you to fight back, to reduce these sort of like fraud related losses, and basically help you to protect the bottom line. But what we do is a combination of helping you to prepare the responses to these disputes and to make sure that you're providing the right information for the right dispute code. And that you're not providing too much information, and that it's packaged in a way that those in charge of dispute resolution can easily understand. We've had great success with this program so far, and I think everybody who's aware of it should use it. If you ever experience a chargeback, you should let us know because we can help you with that. And that, like I said, is a free service to everybody who is using our Fiserv credit card services. So, pretty valuable feature there. All right, let's move forward a little bit. So, what we're going into now is stuff that we're actually working on. These are things that are in development. We've already developed a lot of code around all of this. And so, this isn't just vaporware, something that we're telling you about that's going to happen a long time in the future, but all of these projects are actively underway right now. So, what we have on the one hand, of course, there's a lot of AI stuff in this. Like every other company out there, we have to figure out the best use cases and best implementation strategies for artificial intelligence. So, of course, one of the areas to start with that is with the searching and filtering on the website. So, we have big dreams here to make it so that essentially you can have a very, very, very simple sort of chat GPT-like interface that customers, those who are visiting your website, basically can go in and talk to your auctions. They can ask questions about, specifically what they're interested in. I'll give you an example of where we're going with this. We want people to be able to say, I am looking for all power tools that are located within 50 miles of me that are under, currently have a bid amount under $100 and not more than two bidders active in the bidding, and the auction's ending in within the next hour. That's the kind of query that we want people to be able to perform to find exactly what they're looking for. And AI is going to help us with that. And so we're making inroads here. We already have AI assisted searching, and that includes saved searches. I think that's important. If you're paying attention to this part of it, the saved searches where people can tell you what they're looking for and then be notified when those conditions are met. That's powerful technology, and that's all part of the AI assisted searches that we're rolling out. So this is currently in beta testing. It is on a few websites, and we're going to be rolling this AI-enabled search out after one more round of changes, basically. So we're getting feedback from our beta testers. We're going to implement the changes based upon that feedback, and then we'll begin the general rollout program. I think a lot of you will really enjoy the new AI search uh, and watch as it grows. It's going to become exactly what I described, and that will make it so that people with very large auction catalogs, thousands and thousands and thousands of items, will be able to serve their users without their users getting lost. Um, we have this basically a number of different ways in which we're using AI to improve the data collection or the lot creation process. You might call it the cataloging process. So AI is being introduced here along with VIN lookup functionality. So even though our software is by default agnostic when it comes to asset classes, meaning that it's not designed for any particular type of asset. Um, a lot of our customers do sell vehicles. They may not only sell vehicles, but a lot of them sell vehicles. And we've had requests for this for quite a long time to introduce the VIN lookup functionality. Of course, there's more than just VIN lookup. There's also serial number lookup for heavy equipment, that sort of thing. And we're introducing these. We're implementing our strategy is one of taking both the lookup services, which have very good factual data on heavy equipment and trucks and vehicles, and marrying that to image recognition tools and image recognition AI tools, right? To create really accurate and comprehensive, complete listings, regardless of the asset class. So this is in no way limited to vehicles only, but basically the idea is that you have AI doing as much as it can with the data that it's provided with, and including the ability to look up information about particular assets. That's coming out as well. This is not in beta yet. Are doing our internal tests on this system, and I imagine that we're probably about 3 months off from having it available for everybody to jump in and beta test. So many of you have used the Auctioneer Toolbox mobile application for administrative users. This is the tool that you use to take pictures and add items and sync up with your website and also to do the checkout process. So that app is getting older now. It's still quite helpful and functional, but there's a lot that we want to do. So we are introducing a brand new cataloging application. You can call it version 2.0, but it's really built from the ground up. And this is, a replacement for the Auctioneer Toolbox or a new version of it, however you want to look at it. We'll still have the offline mode. We'll include the VIN number scanning that I was just talking about. So being able to scan it with a camera and then having the lookup done in the background. Um, and of course, making sure that we have the AI assisted lot creation in there as well. So this tool is we're looking at probably about 3 to 4 months still on this one. In the meantime, you can continue to use the Auctioneer Toolbox. Oh, yeah. So, where are we headed next year? The most exciting for me personally, this is something that's near and dear to my heart, is known as combinatorial bidding. Many of you, especially if you're in the in the real estate field, know it as multi-par bidding, multi-parcel bidding. So basically, what happens in multi-parcel bidding or combinatorial bidding is the bidders are given an opportunity to bundle together lots to create their own custom lots. This is really the reason I'm so interested in this is that it's a powerful way for bidders to be able to express their preferences. And when bidders can express their preferences, they will bid more. So there's a lot of different use cases for this. Like I said, real estate is where multi-par has traditionally been used. But I believe that there is reason to be able to use this pretty much all the time, everywhere. There have been some roadblocks along the way. There are challenges to using combinatorial bidding, which is why you actually don't see a lot of it out there right now. I did write an article. It's the latest article on our blog. There's an in-depth article on LinkedIn about it, about what it means. But basically, what happens is there are these computational challenges that have always been really difficult to solve. But things have changed. so that we have greater computational power now. But also, the cool thing is that researchers have been able to come up with the underlying algorithms that will make it much more user friendly and easier for people to see what they need to bid in order to win in one of these multi-parcel situations. And we're really proud. We're partnering with the University of Minnesota on this project. It is, in fact, their research team, their scientists, their data scientists who invented a very fast and powerful method for determining the winners and figuring out what it'll take for users to start winning in an auction. And so we've already made good progress on this tool. We expect to have a minimum viable product ready for use in about 2 months. I imagine that combinatorial bidding will really only be rolled out to our extended base of users probably late summer 2026 is what I would say. I'm also really excited about the work that we're doing with our API. So, our custom site customers, many of API access is available already and has been for a long time, meaning that you can integrate your platform with any other tool out there. This is everything from creating lots to taking information about the bid results to pushing information about bidders back and forth. There's so much that can be done via API. The problem so far has been that we have to customize those APIs for each customer. And so that it still involves a decent amount of development work for you if you want to use the API. So what we're aiming to do now is to have a library of all of our API calls, standardized and documented and published publicly so that it's accessible to anyone who wants to do development and integration with the software. This will allow you to extend your software by leaps and bounds. Pretty much, it puts you in the driver's seat and allows you to do many of the things that up until now you had to sort of order through AuctionMethod as a customization. A lot of times you'll be able to do that kind of thing yourself via API. Very, very, very cool stuff. Um, and this may not be super exciting to you, but you should know about it. And that is a complete tech stack overhaul on our end. So this is both the background technology, the essentially the stack, the hardware stack, or whatever you want to call it, cloud stack that's being used to power the platform is getting upgraded, and so is the style. And so what that means is that we're going to see, faster page load times and greater customization ability, meaning customization by you and your users. Um, so that's all coming out pretty soon. How do I say that? Some of it's already done, some of it's in progress, and some of it is still yet to come. But I just want you to know that it's not static. The tech stack that your platform is running on is not static and is constantly undergoing improvement. Now, this last one, AWS Cognito security is a big one. This Cognito integration will bring the power of Amazon's user management software to the auction sites. And so what this will do is it'll allow for things like strong multi-factor authentication right out of the gate, right? Single sign-on. Um, and this supports, again, this is similar to the accessibility stuff where it supports compliance with government and other large organization, their requirements for certification. So AWS Cognito security, I think is going to be a big one. The initial integration is really just geared towards registration and logging in. but it's extending, of course, into user roles as well. So it's not just about your bidders being able to log in, but like I was saying, with multi-factor authentication, you may not need that for your bidders, but for administrative users, especially those who have the power to modify invoices and to alter the auction record, it's really important to be able to make sure that the user who's logged in is accurate. And this will impact everything related to users, including things like blacklisting, and make that a lot more effective. So we're super excited to be doing the AWS Cognito integration, and I think it's actually just the beginning of something quite large. There's a number of different things that can happen here, including what we might call tokenized user accounts, which would allow for more like nationwide lists, you might say. A lot of auctioneers have been wanting some type of a nationwide list of users who, to be able to review and complain about. That's just one example of something that could be done relatively easily with AWS Cognito. Where are we going to go from here? That's what we're talking about next. And so, um, basically where we're headed is the entire administrative area is going to be completely revamped. Um, as many of you know, the administrative area has very limited mobile functionality. In some cases, the mobile functionality has been completely disabled for the administrative area. And so we're going to make it so that it's much easier for you and your staff to get inform to work on the software from your mobile devices. That's a part of it, but we're also looking for greater personalization, you could say, for your administrative users. So depending on their role, depending on who they are, they can have customized dashboards that show information as relevant to their particular work. So people who are involved, for example, in the data entry process could have a different dashboard that, shows up as their default when they log in compared to, say, somebody who's involved in taxes, payments and taxes, that kind of thing. Um, so we're also going to extend the use of AI functionality into making personalized recommendations for users. This is part of that search and filtering functionality, where, based upon what other users are doing, based upon the patterns, the user search patterns and browsing patterns, we're going to be using AI to make these personalized recommendations, sort of like the way that you see on Amazon, right? Where it makes recommendations based upon what they know about you. Part of the work that we're doing on the new version of the Auctioneer toolbox is to make it much easier and faster for users to check out. So this is work being done for both on the bidder side of things and also on the administrator side of things. But I don't know, I don't have a whole lot more to say about it. But that is an area where we're quite interested to make it easier for checkout and shipping, especially for folks using mobile devices, because that's one of the key times when you're going to be using them. And similar to what I just said about the admin users, we're looking at more sort of AI-powered dashboards and personalized dashboards for the bidders themselves or for the customers. So consigners might have a different dashboard than just a straight bidder. Bidders themselves might have different interests. So they might have certain searches or filtered information that they're interested in, and they'll be able to create those widgets and customize them right on their own dashboard, which is pretty exciting. All right, we're in the home stretch now. So looking further into the future, like I was saying, more and more customized dashboards. So you're going to be seeing this popping up for first your administrative staff and then for your bidders or your customers as well, where each person has different reasons, different motivation for being on the site and using it. And we want them to be able to access all of the information and the features that they regularly need from a customizable dashboard. Reporting, administrative reporting is another area where we've already done a lot of work, and um, some of this is in development right now, but isn't going to be released publicly until probably it's like maybe about 3 or 4 months away right now. But basically making it so that you can create your own reports and customize them a lot more. So that's one area where even though the reporting within our software it covers all the bases, a lot of times people just need the information presented like a little bit more or a little bit less information presented. And so this flexibility will allow you to get at the information that you want and to save those reports so you don't have to rely on us to build custom reports and you don't have to deal with any raw data. You can just get the report that you need. So these custom reports that you'll be able to build that will be within the administrative area. I think a lot of people will find that, even though it's not super exciting, I think that people who need the data will find it very, very interesting. AI, 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 AI. I don't want to oversell the AI stuff. Everybody, you've seen AI rolled out everywhere else. We're no different. You're going to see AI rolled out here as well. Probably a little bit slower than elsewhere, probably a little bit more methodical. And so we're not going to be pushing or shoving AI down your throat, so don't worry about that. But we will make it available to you, and if it's helpful, you'll discover a much greater efficiency once you begin to use our AI tools and AI integrations. And last but not least, we're just going to keep on innovating. So we do this partially through our own skill and experience, and through talking to people within the industry, going to, having these meetings with everybody involved in running auctions and auction software, auction technology. So some of it's coming from our end, but innovation is also happening from your end. If you're using the platform and you have a great idea, share that idea with us. It doesn't matter whether you're using our custom solutions or our standard solutions. We encourage a lot of feedback and like tell us what you're up to and what you're struggling with. If you have pain points, just let us know what those pain points are. We will do everything we can, to reduce that pain and reduce the amount of friction that you're experiencing to make your job easier. And that's really what we're aiming for into 2026 and into the future beyond that even is making the software more intuitive and more user friendly and to reduce the friction so that you can do your job with greater ease and having it be nice and reliable. So that's it from me. I will open it up for questions if there's any questions out there. If you need to reach me, my email address is daniel@auctionmethod.com. Of course, you should. One of the things that we did do in 2025 was we revamped our website. If you haven't looked at auctionmethod.com recently, go check it out. You'll find there's a lot of resources there that you may not have seen in the past, and a lot more information as well. So auctionmethod.com is your friend if you need more information about us. But of course, you can email us as well, or you can call. Although calling's probably my least preferred method. All right, so let me just do a quick check and see. I'm going to stop the presentation here. And I'm going to see if I got any questions. Okay, some requests for a copy of the meeting. No problem. We will give copies to anybody who wants them. So if you want a copy of the meeting, I think it's available automatically by Zoom afterward. If you click on the link, you'll be able to see the recording. Of course, I can share it with anybody who requests it. Let me see. No, there's no open questions. That's nice. I like that. All right. Well, I'm gonna do a 3, 2, 1 count out, and then I'll end the session. So if you have a question, now's the time to raise your hand. Going once, going twice. Oh, so we got a question here. Go ahead and drop it in the chat there. It's fine. Post your question either in the Q&A or in the chat. It's fine. I can't actually pull you into the webinar. So let's see. Give you a moment to go ahead and I should have told you ahead of time actually that I was going to entertain Q&A at the end, and then you could have gotten your questions in there ahead of time. All right. Yeah, I see the message. I'll give you a shot later. And that's it for me. I hope you all have a very happy New Year's Eve and a great happy new year into 2026. If there's anything that Auction Method or I personally can do to help you, give me a shout. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.